What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. So, by now, most of us have heard about Brandon Hendrickson, the Physique 2018 Mr. Olympia, and the whole fiasco that happened with, I think the kid's name is Charlie, who hired him for 5 posing sessions. And this whole thing blew up in the last couple days, and I literally was sitting back watching to see what transpired. Because here's the problem. The kid hires Brandon for 5 sessions. This is what he says, right? Brandon does 2 sessions with him to teach him how to pose, never does the other 3 sessions, and then blows the kid off, owes him $300. And then text messages went back and forth, and all of a sudden the shit hit the social media and went viral, and Brandon was the biggest douchebag. That is the kind of synopsis of what happened. Now, the problem that I have is I've seen apps that create text messages and shit, like they fake everything out there now. So the first thing when I see something online, I never anymore go, oh my God, holy shit. I go, well, that's interesting. Let's see how this plays out. And then I kind of sit back and watch and see how both stories develop from both sides, because both people are going to have their side of the story, and then see how it plays out, right? Because, I mean, really, it's none of my business, your business, anybody else's business. I mean, granted, the kid got screwed over, but technically, we don't really know what happened. So now we see everything that happened. Now, what we do know is Brandon did, in fact, have this kid's money and not pay him back. Now, part of the thing that was really upsetting the kid and everybody else was Brandon, and the text messages that went back and forth, which apparently are real, said, he's like, hey, Brandon, can I get the money back? I'm a college student. I don't need the posing sessions, but I need the money for books. If you're not going to give me the sessions, I could use it for that. And Brandon was like, okay, cool. Can I give you like $50 a week? Now, to me, I was like, wait a minute. If the kid paid you up front, you should still have that money unless you spent it, which in that case makes it look like you really don't have much money at all. But there's pictures of Brandon wearing $1,800 sneakers and about $3,000 worth of clothes, on top of that buying a brand new BMW. So it looks like he's living in the lap of luxury, making fucking buku bank, but he can't give the kid his money back. So it looks like he's just trying to fuck him over, right? Which may very well have been what was going on, right? So that was all happening up till today. And then today what happened was more people got involved. They started to spread the word more people. John Meadows stepped up and said he would pay for the kid to go pose with Kenny Wallach. Dusty Hanshaw said he would pay for the kid to go pose with Kenny Wallach. And people started popping up wanting to help the kid out, right? Which is cool, right? It's the community itself got behind a young kid who's getting involved in the sport, wants to be, a physique competitor or whatever. And it's showing that there's camaraderie and good people out there based on the bad experience he had. They didn't want him to have a bad taste in his mouth or get screwed over and put a black mark on the sport, plain and simple. Now, Brandon, unfortunately, is the Mr. Olympia Physique title holder. So that, in general, by him acting like that, puts kind of a black fucking cloud above the sport, him being the best in the world, and acting like that, it doesn't look too good, right? So I'm sitting here going, well, more people get involved. Well, this is kind of a douchebag thing, but, I guess there's a lot of douchebags in this industry, but not just this industry. There's a lot of douchebags all over the world, right? In every industry. So lo and behold, today, Brandon puts up a post on his social media. He pays Charlie back, gives him the $300, and goes on his social media and says, here, Charlie, look, I'm sorry. Here's the deal. And he said, this is my version of it. And I was waiting to see if he was going to respond, because him being silent was really incriminating looking. And, I was actually pretty surprised at how well put together his thoughts were and how calm he was. And he wasn't, swearing. And it wasn't like how I probably would have handled it. You know what I mean? It's probably a much more professional way it was handled, and much more Olympia champion handled, right? It was being handled. So Brandon's side of the story was basically he was moving at that time. Like his life was in a bunch of chaos, and he goes, things got out of control, and I just fucking dropped the ball. Plain and simple, I fucked up. So here's your money back. I'm sorry about the whole situation, but what I do want to do is I want to give him the 3 sessions for free. I already paid him back, so he's going to get 3 free sessions, and I want to send him a care package. Now, I'm going to assume that care package is probably stuff from his sponsors or whatever. That's something that a lot of athletes do. They can get their hands on stuff for people, like, as a gift. I don't know. I'm just speculating, but him sending him a care package was actually a nice olive branch being extended. Now, I'm hoping that, because I look at things from a different view. I'm glad the thing got sorted out. It was a shitty situation, but here's the thing. People have made up things that may or may not be true on the internet. They are basically creating a storyline for Brandon that what they feel like is going on from one side of the story from Charlie. So all the missing holes to get filled in by random different people, and they put out their own stories about what the fuck is going on. I read about 4 or 5 or 6 different stories about this fucking guy, about this situation. They were all different. I'm like, what the fuck really happened? So now you have Brandon that comes on here. You have Charlie's side of the story, which you believe him because he's telling the truth, right? And we don't have anything to compare it to. We believe Charlie from the beginning because he's seen sincere, right? And then we have Brandon's side of the story now that he was basically just dropped the ball. He apologized, offered the kid 3 free sessions and a care package, right? Now, for me, personally, that's all I need to say. You know what? Despite what went down, Brandon eventually did the right thing. And after that, offered the kid more than he really had to give. Okay, now I understand that it's in the spotlight, it's on social media, and Brandon is the Olympia champion. So he has a responsibility to do that. But he doesn't have to do that. All he had to do was give him the money back. Now, I'm a firm believer in the way things work, that people can change if they want to change. And I also believe that good people do bad things sometimes and bad people do good things. That's just how it is. Doesn't make them a good person or a bad person just because they do a good or bad thing. Bad people have good in them and good people have bad in them. And sometimes they do the wrong thing or they do the right thing, not even by thinking about it. So taking just this for what it is, because I really don't care about whatever else goes on in fucking Brandon's life. I don't give a fuck what goes on in Charlie's. I don't care. I'm taking this situation. Brandon did the right thing. He compensated Charlie, for the sessions he didn't get, gave him free stuff on top of it. Now, who the fuck am I to judge anybody? I'm a heroin addict, a recovering heroin addict that did way worse shit than that back in the day. And if I can change, then so can Brandon. But I'm not saying that he did or didn't change. What I'm trying to get at is Brandon, faced with doing the right thing or not, he chose the right thing, but he chose to go beyond the right thing. Now, some people say, well, Jerry, it's because it's social media. Listen, the people that attacked him used social media also, okay? The people that attacked him filled in the blanks with shit that didn't make any fucking sense because there were multiple stories going on out there. It was like Charlie's story, but people kept adding shit to it, but they weren't even involved with Charlie and Brandon. So I saw these multiple things. It's like, so you guys basically, if it was just the Charlie and Brandon thing that went down, went down between them, that's one thing. But so many people got involved and added so much more to the fucking thing to try to make it worse on Brandon, to leverage him to do something, that they used the power of their social media to fuck with him in a bad way too. Yes, it got fixed, but making up other random shits and pieces of the story that were out there, that's completely fucking not how this shit should go if you really want Brandon to change and be a better person, right? But here's the problem that I have, and here's the flip side that I'm sure that nobody's going to look at. Nobody cares because everybody looks at this. Brandon is the evil motherfucker and fuck him, so they don't care. But it's over now. Brandon has given him the money back. He's offered him compensation for his time in troubles. I guarantee you there's going to be people out there still talking shit and fucking slandering the fuck out of Brandon because of this situation. Whereas the flip side is Brandon has the side of the story, Charlie has the side of the story, right? And they'll take Charlie's side of the story, but they don't want Brandon's. Why? Because you get Charlie's first. That's how that goes. Even when I did private police work, when someone gets to you and they're telling you something that's happening, the first person of what happened in this instance, you're trained to not take that person's information when you get the other side of the story and apply it to that. You take each one of them as a clean slate, and then you decide what's going on because there's two sides of the story. And that doesn't happen online. What happens is people create their own narratives. So I honestly feel like in time we're going to see people that were involved with this thing that'll say, hey, you know what, Brandon, good on you. It was a shitty thing that went down, but it's cool that you stepped up. Respect, okay? There's going to be people that take that side. Then there's going to be people take the side of, fuck him, he's a scumbag, he's this, he's that. Like, scumbags don't have to give you more than what they actually are supposed to give you, okay? Scumbags, he could have literally done that whole thing without giving the kid extra shit and giving the kid his time now, which, let's face facts, his time is worth a lot of money. So the kid got his money back, and he's getting Brandon's time, and he's getting a care package. Now, let's say it is just to save face on social media. Why not? What the fuck difference would it make? He's still giving the kid his time. The kid is still getting more than he should because of a situation that he went through, because he went through some trouble. He's being compensated. So technically, when somebody does the right thing, even if they did something wrong before, many people won't give them credit for doing the right thing. They literally go, haha, I got you. You got you. You're a scumbag. We outed you. Fuck you. And they're going to go after him, and they're going to make that appear as he's on the ropes. And and they're going to go for blood. Oh, we got to knock him the fuck out now. We got to get the title taken away from him. We have to have the sponsors drop him. They're going to go through all this shit to try to make his life miserable, even though he did the right thing. So my thing is, how many people out there are going to do the right thing now after Brandon did the right thing and say, you know what? I don't agree with the way it went down, but he compensated him. He did the right thing. And that's good. We should all more be like that. Well, we should all be more like that because the fucking world will be in a better place if people can work out their fucking differences without punching people in the face or shooting them in the face, right? But that's not what's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of people out there that they feed on that attention. They feed on that negativity. They feed on hurting someone. They feed on having power over someone, which these people with social media that have had power over Brandon by trying to make his life miserable, they're going to realize, fuck, we got him to do this. We can make him fucking dance. We can make his life miserable. We're going to fucking go after him. We're going to get his sponsors, but we're going to do this. They're going to go after him to try to hurt him more, even though he did the right thing in the end. Which, I don't know what you guys think about that, but to me, that's worse than whatever the fuck Brandon did. When you have someone who literally fucking did something wrong and fucking did the right thing, and publicly put their face out there and said, I'm sorry, and shamed themselves in public for what went on. And you have other people that are still going to go attack him because that person is fucking down. They're going to kick him when he's down. Those are the motherfuckers to watch out for. And they're out there. You're going to see them. I'm telling you right now, when you guys see these motherfuckers still attacking him for the instance now that's over and done with, those are the motherfuckers to watch out for. Those are the motherfuckers that are evil. Those are the motherfuckers that are douchebags. Those are the motherfuckers that don't care about anyone else but themselves because they're getting off and being happy on making sure that motherfucker is miserable. Here's the deal. If Brandon's really a bad guy and he's fucking a piece of shit and all this stuff, you guys don't have to say shit because he will sink his goddamn self. That's the way it works. Okay? Plain and simple. Eventually, he will be the one that's out in the fucking cold by himself with no sponsors, no title, no... You let him fucking burst into flames on his own. You trying to facilitate it to make him in more pain faster shows that you're sadistic and you want the pain. You want to see him in pain. Why would you, especially when he did the right thing already and the case is closed, it's over, why would you want to see anybody suffer for something that was solved and all parties are fucking taken care of? Because you're sadistic and you're fucked in the head and you have a problem too. You're just hiding behind a fucking computer under the guise that you're trying to fight for the people or help the kid or help the man, when realistically you saw a chance to exercise your sadistic fucking side and you're going to do it wide open in the fucking public, which you normally can't do or you hide from, to try to make sure that under, oh, I'm going to help this kid, I'm going to give this motherfucker everything he deserves. And people are like, yeah, go give it to him. Realistically, you get to exercise your statistic side under false pretenses. So keep your eyes open, guys. This is the real world. This is what really happens. This is true people, true human beings and how they really are. But they weave in and out of society. They interweave themselves in society to where they can use their sociopathic tendencies, their statistic tendencies, all their fucking evil bullshit and try to get you to buy into them and back them when you really think they're a good person. And really, they're no better than Brandon or me or anyone else out there. They have their fucking good parts, their bad parts, their evil parts, their fucking not evil parts. But the bottom line is there's a lot of people out there that will take this bullshit that went on and try to milk it for all it's worth for more attention for themselves, to try to see if they can get to Brandon because he's way the fuck above them and they're never going to be anywhere near that motherfucker. So if we can get to him, make him fucking, hurt, then we got Brandon under control. We control Brandon. We're the fucking one beating up on the Mr. Olympia fucking physique competitor. Like that's what happens. That's the truth, guys. So in closing, I'm glad it all got worked out. I'm glad the kid got his money back. I'm glad to see like Dusty Hanshaw, John Meadows, even Adam McVeigh come to the rescue and try to help the kid out, just by spreading the word. But there's a lot of people out there talking a lot of shit, saying a lot of dumb shit that really are just doing it for themselves. And they don't care about the kid. They don't care about Brandon. They don't care about bodybuilding. They care about themselves. And that's the part that I sit back and why I don't usually, take part in this shit anymore. Because it's not really about Charlie. It's not about Brandon. It's about these people having a place to fester their bullshit. And that's just another way for them to do it. They saw an opportunity. They're opportunists. They saw an opportunity. They fucking went after it. And now they're going to milk that shit for all it's worth to get as much drama and dopamine fucking rushes as they can from this shit. Because they feel like they're in control and they're above a fucking Olympia competitor. That it just, to me, it's sad and I don't like watching it. But I don't like talking about it even more than I don't like watching it. So be aware, guys. There's more that goes on in people's minds than you think. And I fully 100% believe that there are no gray areas. I believe black and white. And people argue with me all the time. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I know right now, no matter what the situation is, well, Jerry, there's a guy holding a gun to your head and you fucking kill him. So that's a gray area. Should you kill him or he kills you? It's wrong to kill somebody. If I kill him and he's got a gun to my head, I still did the wrong thing because it's wrong for me to kill somebody. That's how I feel. Whether you like it or not, that's a fucking fact. And I will go the rest of my days saying it was wrong to kill him, but I did it to survive. No gray areas. Black and white, motherfuckers. BioStrengthTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. BioStrength.com is the blog. It's a black and white bicep. And we are out.